History Month tweet by Maryland's Lieutenant Governor got our attention this morning. Boyd Rutherford said an obscure neighborhood in eastern Maryland is actually the oldest continuously occupied African American community in all of America. Who knew? So we decided to send Scott Broom out to find out more information.
This neighborhood in eastern Maryland surrounding the Bethel AME Church, which is the oldest African American church in Maryland, is called The Hill. First settled by freed African Americans in the 1790s, it's still here. Some little pockets of poverty accented by rehabbed historic homes.
I don't know, it's just like living anywhere else.
Marshall Johnson is an Eastern Shore native, the land of Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, history to the 1600s. If you're looking for early black history in America, the Eastern Shore is the place. Which is why The Hill, a neighborhood near the art galleries and high-end bed and breakfasts of Easton, is so significant. Professor Wade Green of Morgan State University is documenting the place.
It is America's oldest free black community that is still in existence and still continuously occupied. Wherever you go in history, you will find that there are black people who have made contributions, but their contributions have been lost, they've been buried, and they've been obscured. And the Hill community's history and significance is no different than that. So it was their faith that enabled them to be strong, influential.
Archaeologists have been busy in the yards of the homes and churches here. One stunning find, an exceptionally rare 1795 Liberty Cap penny, only 15 of them known in the world. The image from Roman times celebrating the freedom of slaves, perhaps carried as a memento by a freed African American here.
As long as they keep digging, sooner or later they're going to find something.
The free African Americans of the Eastern Shore sometimes were emancipated by Quakers for religious reasons. Sometimes they bought their own freedom long before Lincoln and the Civil War. And their history still lives here in The Hill. In eastern Maryland, Scott Broom, WUSA 9.